Eamonn, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure to be here, Scott Manley.
I have a few questions for you. What is it like being a new dad?
Definitely the most challenging thing I've ever done, but simultaneously one of the most rewarding and one of the most sleep-depriving experiences I've ever encountered.
Why are you so good at bass?
It's a ridiculous question. I don't know. There are a lot of things on Bass Star I wish I could do. I'd love to be better at slapping the bass because I feel like if you're in Guitar Center with a bunch of other bassists, there's no better way to establish your authority by just busting out a couple sweet Seinfeld riffs, you know what I mean? The way I look at bass is that you have the rhythm side where, you want to keep the song going. At the other side of it, it can be melodic. So I just try to mix and match those two depending on what the song needs. I don't really see how slap bass fits in that category exactly, but I sure wish I could do it.
How did you get into soccer?
My dad played soccer growing up, and I do remember watching games with him. The team I fell in love with, Liverpool, I loved them because they had this one player. His name is Steven Gerrard. He was kind of known for having these insanely long-distance, powerful shots. When you were watching it on like a tiny screen, you would just see this beautiful arcing shot that would just go like screaming into the top 90 of the net. It's like kind of beautiful to watch. I just remember kind of falling in love with like the players in red that won all the games.
What graphic design trend sucks the worst?
Do you remember like when a lot of bands were doing that like 3x3 kind of grid with text and they would break up a word? That trend needed to die as soon as it like came to public consciousness.
Maybe there was one place where it's maybe cool for a second. Kind of like that Phil Collins drum sound. Like there was one place where it was cool and everybody couldn't stop doing it after that. Our last question is, who is your favorite Jewish musician?
Okay, I think you'll like this answer a lot. Buddy Rich. The thing I love about him, he was known for being particularly strict and like overbearing, like with his other band musicians. So like if you fucked up, Buddy Rich would let you know. There are tapes of him and he's just tearing into his other musicians for like little mistakes that like, probably you and I would never know. He strove for perfection in everything that he did. And he was also like kind of the shit and he knew it.
But yeah, I've heard those tapes of Buddy. I've heard the one where like he berates him and somebody sneezes and then he's like, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" You know what I mean? Like, and he just like changes on a dime and you're just like, well, you were just ripping the man a new asshole. And now all of a sudden you're concerned about him.
It's like when it came to his music, he was obviously very particular, but he's not without a soul. He has compassion, just not if you fuck up his music.